relatively small company and still looking to grow.
So yeah, I'm Ollie. So I haven't been here quite as long as Matt. Been here about 6 months or so. Working in the resourcing team, so particular focus on our talent academy that we'll touch upon, and the kind of graduate hires that we make. So opportunity to ask us both questions at the end around kind of various opportunities that we have going.
Yeah. So who are we and what do we do basically? So we are an IT consultancy. We're still relatively small, as I mentioned, but we're working with multinational clients primarily. What we do is we leverage IT or next generation technology to accelerate clients into self-sufficiency. So what that actually means is we go into a client, we analyse what issues they've got, what needs they have, and anything else they might want. We offer a proposal, we say, right, we can do this, this and this, get an agreement together, deliver that piece of work, but also give them the tools to be able to maintain what we've delivered. So then we can take a step back and say, look, this is now yours, you can own it, like carry on if you need us, this is where we'll be, basically. So we have that kind of trust relationship with clients. So as I mentioned, we are still relatively small, but we are broken down into 3 practices. So we've got the infrastructure and apps practice, which is all to do with like data security, cloud storage, that kind of thing. We're actually an AWS accredited partner. Then we've got the workplace practice, which is all to do with making the most efficient workspace. So the thing that I always think of with that is virtualization. So rather than having a ton of desktop computers in your office, and that's connected to one mainframe, you have one piece of equipment where people can log in remotely using their own device, and then basically have their desktop in front of them, being able to work from home basically, which can be a really cost-effective solution for our clients. And with that, we are a Microsoft partner as well. And then the enterprise service management practice, which is all to do with how IT is delivered as a service. So a good example of this is a service desk. You know, you've got end user, you've got service provider. How is that relationship managed? How does the service provider provide that service? If there's an outage, what processes and procedures are put into place? So those are the practices, but you can see on the slide. See past Ollie. So we also got the associate network and the value exchange. In the interest of time, we won't touch on them now, but if you want to find out more about them, please do come talk to us downstairs. But we've also got the Talent Academy. So you can see the top left, this is not the first venture that our founders have gone on. So they previously founded network storage company, which they sold to Dell, and Cloud Talent, which was sold to Avanade and Accenture. And in doing those ventures, they realised that there's a real shortage in young onshore talent in the tech industry. A lot of companies nowadays are going offshore to get their tech resources, which is understandable, it's going to be cheaper, but our unique selling point is that we can offer these top quality, young, driven people who are willing to work and provide a really good service at the end of the day. So what we're actually looking for is, you know, hard-working, driven people. And I mean, we don't just take people from tech backgrounds. I myself, I'm an international business and Spanish graduate from Sheffield Hallam. Graduated 2 years ago. Ollie is actually a law graduate. A couple of other people from the Talent Academy. We've now got, I think it's 30 people in the Talent Academy. Yeah, so out of 60 perms, so 60 permanent employees within the company, 30 of them are technically graduates. So there is a real focus on the development of young people. There's a video going out. These people are going to hate me for mentioning their names, but so there's a woman called Holly Dittmer. She comes from a biomedical sciences background. She's basically the head and shoulders of the finance department. Rosie Karakusevic, she is one of the senior people within the resourcing team. She did a history degree. Anna Highland, politics degree, and is now moved from ESM practice support to Talent Academy practice support to help develop the new Talent Academy members. The reason why I mentioned those 3 in particular is because we had an award ceremony end of the financial year, and those 3 were a player's player, basically. So company-wide, we got to vote who has basically been working their bum off the entire year and has provided a really, really good service. That's from the leadership team down. Everybody voted, and those 3 won, I think, quite unanimously, to be honest. Yeah, so it does just go to show that just because you don't have a tech background doesn't mean you can't be successful within tech. Then also you've also got like client-facing roles. I was in a service desk analyst role with a multinational client, now moved internally, so we've got a bit of both worlds with working internally and externally.
Absolutely.
But it just depends on the characteristics which Ollie will touch on?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think that's probably the main thing that we really want to stress really is that it's a fairly broad church, and as Matt said, we've got lots of opportunities. I think primarily similar to FDM actually, we're kind of focused on the competency side of things. We're not expecting graduates to come in and know it all, but we are expecting certain attitudes. So again, people that are massively driven, kind of relentless pursuit of wanting to progress things, along with a kind of inquisitive mindset, I'd say will take you an awfully long way in lots of businesses, but particularly at Cloud Strateg. So again, if that sounds like you, we'd love to hear from you downstairs. Again, there's, as Matt mentioned, a number of different roles, both internal and external. So one of the things that we and the leadership team in particular are very passionate about is providing those various different routes into technology. So again, if that's something you're interested in, we'd love to hear from you. But the kind of means of recruiting, if you like, is we run a sort of assessment centre model. So we ran one in October with great success. We've had 3 hires off the back of that. Again, slightly different scale to the larger businesses, but 3 hires that came out of that assessment centre, and we're looking to kind of continue that model going forward. So again, we're recruiting primarily on those kind of competencies. And again, if there's any questions, please do come and chat to us. Again, we'll be looking to continue that assessment centre model for roles that we have throughout the year. So as I say, because we're a slightly smaller organisation, we're a bit more sort of flexible in terms of the times of year in which we can recruit, and it's for kind of specific roles rather than a sort of a graduate scheme. So we've got upcoming positions in the sort of sales team, on the client side within our enterprise service management practice. We've got resourcing, we've got finance. Again, there's a real kind of variety of roles that are upcoming, and as I say, we'll be doing kind of the mechanism through which we'll be recruiting those is the assessment centre. And in terms of the kind of best way, I assume the slides are kind of going to be shared afterwards, so hopefully you can have access to these kind of links. But we would love you to kind of connect with us. As I say, a big thing for us is kind of proactivity and a kind of drive and an energy to want to kind of get involved. So again, obviously can follow these links. Please do link in with myself and Matt. We'd love to hear from you. Again, we've got Q&A at the end as well to answer any questions. But yeah, that's a sort of whistle-stop tour of who we are. Yeah, thank you very much for having us.
Yeah, cheers guys.